But when it comes to the publishing industry, unless Africa develops a publishing industry for itself, it cannot blame people for going to other places to try to get that recognition. That's just a fact. And it might make a lot of people upset. A lot of people might argue, well, where's the money? Where's the this? Where's the that? I don't have answers to everything. I just take it, just my perspective on things, and my thinking is taking responsibility first, trying to be as self-critical as possible, and trying to figure out how to plug those gaps. This is the 21st century. You worry about artificial intelligence stealing your writing? Well, maybe it's time to use artificial intelligence to help build up our industry. Online is the way things are going now. Platforms, magazines, all these things. Omenana magazine could not possibly have existed a decade ago, but it can now. There are a number of platforms that have moved entirely towards ebooks, making things accessible, partnering with universities. So books, look, you know, I'm in Senegal. The high school curriculum is still 50% French literature. It's insane. 70 years after, in the 60 plus years after independence, people are still reading 17th century French novels. Those are great novels, but isn't there something that's more relevant to the kids? I'm pretty sure there is. So maybe it's up to people to start thinking about that, start thinking differently, start reaching out to universities, start reaching out to schools, start proposing different kinds of content. Of course, you know, there are also developmental realities. If you can't afford food, you're not going to buy a book instead, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you know, everything works together. But I do think, and that's just me personally. I'm not trying to have anybody. I'm not looking for agreement or disagreement here. But just to answer your question, what I believe is, as Africans, if we want this country, this continent to evolve, to develop, we have to take responsibility for where we are in the here and now, and try to look at what we can change and what we have the power to change. Because the blame game is not getting us anywhere. And quite frankly, a lot of the times, as a diaspora, second generation, born abroad, I look at all that blaming, the African blaming this person, that person, Western this, imperialism that, and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed because I'm looking at a continent that is not trying to stand up for itself, but is too busy pointing the finger abroad, and that's not going to work. It hasn't worked for us up to now. It's not going to work for us in the future.
Yeah, I totally agree with the finger pointing, whereas those fingers should actually be pointing inwardly. I think there is a place as well for, you know, science fiction to sort of bring these ideals to the fore, and there is also a place to educate and to help the younger generation to see the potential that they can have within the continent itself. And it's all, you know, around leadership, the leadership and the vision of our leaders, if that can also be something that can be seen going forward.